Welcome back, everybody. Great to be here with you. Can't wait to get into episode 134 of the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. If you want to check out the 3 big takeaways for today, all of the notes, head on over to ihp.coach/134 for all those details. All right, fun show here today. We are actually just finishing up our business mentorship experience for the year. It won't take place again until January of next year. But one thing that I wanted to share was that everybody inside of this, I think for the most part, wants to be able to improve their ability to do public speaking or to be on video or to do a podcast or to make social media videos. And basically, they're all one and the same. They really are. So if you can do public speaking, if you can do your check out yourself on video, if you can record a podcast, you're going to get better at reaching more people. So one thing that we try to teach, and I think that this is extremely important, is that the way that you are going to be able to build your practice, the fastest way humanly possible is to be able to reach more people. I want you to think of it this way. Let's say you had a following of 100,000 people, or you can get in front of 100,000 people speaking at an event, whatever it might be. Then from all of those people, you share your story, you share how you can help, how you can provide a solution. You might say, well, 1%, 2% of those people are going to say yes. Okay, so that's a great way to look at it. What's 1% of 100,000? It's 1,000 people, right? Well, if you had 1,000 people enter your practice, that would be way too many people to work with, like way too many people, especially right out of the gates, right? So, okay, well, that's a good problem to have, I guess, right? But you're probably starting somewhere with a couple thousand followers right now online. And so when you look at that, let's just say you have 3,000 followers. Okay, well, when we look at the percentage there, it's about 30 clients, right? 10% would be 300, 3,330. So when we look at, okay, well, what's 1%? It's 30 people. What's 2%? It's 60 people. So you already have enough people that are following you that would say yes to doing a free consultation, learning more about your program, getting on the phone with you to answer your questions, like something like that. And if you get 30 people out of the gates, even if you have 1,000 followers and 10 people say yes, well, 10 clients is an amazing way to start your practice. When you look at that, and especially even just charging a nominal fee, not only are you going to make a great income, you're going to make a huge impact on those people's lives. And they're also going to refer you their family, friends, loved ones once you do a great job. So the bottom line is that don't think that you need 100,000 people. You wouldn't be able to work with 1,000 people. You need a few thousand followers, but the way that you're going to get a few thousand followers is by also providing great content. How do you provide great content? How do you connect with people? Well, you need to be able to eventually use yourself on video, to be able to teach something on video. That is the best way for like, know, and trust. I'm going to link up a few shows today, so I do hope that you go over to ihp.coach/134 because I want to link up episode 124. Really, really important that I share that with you so that if you haven't checked out the best social media method for gaining clients, that you check that out. And I've got a bunch of other ones. We'll link up a few other shows that I think would be helpful as well. All right, so here's what we need to do. We know that we need to build up a greater following so that we're able to reach more people. And some of those people will become clients. And then some of those people, well, of course, we'll be able to help those people and they'll provide referrals and we'll build up our practice and you'll help so many people in the process. And that's how it should be, right? It's a reciprocity. You help people, they help you essentially build your practice. Like that's really what it's all about. So now we know that we need to get followers, though, in order for a percentage of those people to eventually work with us. And again, the best way we know is to be able to provide some type of content on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Like, again, the social media is always going to change. YouTube, there'll be something in 5 years from now. It will have a different name, but you're going to connect with people through how humans have always connected. And that's as close to face as you can get, right? So what I want you to do is this. I need to help you. I need to have you improve your overall public speaking or online video content. So this is the simplest, easiest way that I've ever learned. And it's been handed down now for, let's say decades. So this is what I want you to do. Nobody ever has to see this video, okay? Again, I've done thousands upon thousands of videos, and my first 50 to 100 were absolutely terrible. Like absolutely terrible. It's not even that they were like okay, they were terrible. They were not good. And the thing is, like, that's the way that it is with everything. So it's why I tell all of our IHPs, find a study buddy. We talked about this last week, so we're going to link this up. If you don't already have a study buddy or an accountability partner, you have to get one. That was episode 132. So the reason is that you want to do 20, 30 free consultations before you ever get out there with clients, right? You want to do 20, 30 initial consultations before clients, 20, 30 personal wellness plans before you get out there with clients. So this is what we need to do, all right? So all of that you're going to practice with your study buddy, but here's how you're going to practice on video. I want you to use this device called a smartphone. If you're watching this on video, you can see my smartphone. I'm willing to bet you have one as well. So I've got this fancy iPhone 13 Pro, but you could be on an iPhone 8, right? You could be on whatever the one is that's currently still working, and that's okay. Because an iPhone 8 is still better video than I used to shoot with 10 years ago on a fancy camera, no doubt about it. So what you're going to do is you're going to use that iPhone or your laptop, and you can just use QuickTime, press new, what's it called? It's called new movie recording. And you can literally film yourself that way. So that's all I want you to do, okay? So super simple. So my job is just to try to take away any of the excuses, anything to make it happen, because I'm hoping that you do this and then you send in a success story to us 3 months from now saying, hey, I got my first client, my 10th client. Like, I would love to hear that. And what you're going to do is you're going to record yourself for 5 minutes. What are you going to talk about? Any teaching piece that you would like. Talk about something in your niche. I've got a podcast on that as well for what your niche should be. Let's get you that show too, top 10 niches. That is episode 116, all right? So again, go to ihp.coach/podcast. You can check out all the previous shows. Mondays, I am giving you one topic to build your practice. And on Thursdays, Julia Hayes, it's interviewing a successful practitioner in our field. Health, fitness, wellness, you name it, all right? So here's what you do. I want you to shoot that 5-minute video on a favorite topic of yours, something you feel comfortable talking about. Maybe you have 5 bullets on a sheet of paper. You're just talking about those things, benefits of vitamin D, benefits of fixing your gut, how to improve your skin, anything you want, okay? 3 minutes to 5 minutes. And here's what you're gonna do. You shot that video, no problem at all. Then what I want you to do is this. This is the essentially 5 steps that I want you to take, okay? So you've already completed step number 1, record the video. That's all you need to do. Again, nobody's ever going to see this, all right? This is just for you. But do it professionally as you would. And then the second step is going to be putting your phone down or turning away from your computer, depending on where you filmed it. And what I would like you to do is only listen to the audio, okay? You're not going to watch the video because you don't want to take that in. So you're going to listen to yourself speak for the 5 minutes. And you're going to be taking a few notes, okay? Did you talk the same tone at the same level the whole time? Or did you speak too fast, like I often do, right? One thing that I try to improve on, but my mind moves at a mile a minute and I'm trying to get all the words out and I end up talking really fast, which some people don't appreciate, right? Or do you talk too slow, right? So it's one of those things. Is like, we're just listening. We're not judging ourselves in a bad way. We're just basically stating what is. How's the energy in your voice? Is it low? Is it high? What are you trying to infer? All right. So you're listening to the audio and just see if you end up getting stuck on a word, if you're too close to the microphone like I am right now, or you might be too far away. So what you're doing is you're just listening strictly for the audio. All right. The next thing you're going to do is this. You've taken your notes. Now you're going to turn the audio off. You're going to hit the mute button or turn the volume all the way down, and you're just going to watch the video. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to watch for body language. Do you smile at all? Are you too far away from the camera? Are you looking down at your phone or piece of paper? Are you looking off to the side? Are you keeping eye contact with the camera? Are you using your hands too much? Are you using your hands too little? Right? So all of those things matter. What's your setup in the background look like? I've talked to my health coaches about this many times as well. You don't want your bed in the background when you're filming a video, right? And you also just don't want necessarily a blank wall. Like, can you set up just a little bookshelf? Can you put a plant in the background? Could you put a salt lamp in the background like I have right there, right? Can you just do something low cost? These are just shelves, and I just have stuff on them. Like, that's it, just to make it a little bit more interesting. When I was in Boston for many years, I just had my bookshelves with all my books on it. Like, that's okay as well. So you're just watching your body language, your movement, too much, too little, in your backdrop. All right? So take notes on that as well. Now, the fourth step is this. This is optional, completely optional. But if you're not an auditory person and you're not able to grasp things, as easily by auditory, what you can do is you can actually submit that 5-minute recording to rev.com and they will transcribe it for you. All right? I will link that up in the show notes as well. There's no, sponsorships with them or anything. This is just a company that we've used many times. They charge about $1 a minute. So I don't know how much it's going to cost, but it might be like $5 or $10. And they're going to transcribe that 5-minute video. Now, you could obviously put it on your website in the future, clean it up, however you want to do. But what you'll do is you'll look for, and you can ask them not to clean up the ums and ahs and likes and all the different words that people use as filler, right? And what I've done myself is I used to say, it was probably it's been a while because I listened to it again and I'm like, oh, I'm saying over and over and over. And so I don't do that. Now, if I'm waiting to gather my thoughts, here's what I do. I just don't talk for a second. And that's okay. You're allowed to take a second break, right? And so instead of saying and just kind of going on, finding those filler words, just take a deep breath for a second. That's all. And then move on. So that's an optional step, but a lot of people do like to do it. Now, what you're also seeing here is you're creating content. I'm kind of sneakily adding this in. Because for a 5-minute video, what have you done? Well, you've created an online video. You can pull out 60 seconds for a reel, 60 seconds for an Instagram video. You could pull out just the audio for a podcast, and you can transcribe it for an article. So now you just created 5 pieces of content. I'll be teaching that in the future. So hopefully you are going to be attending our IHP World Live event. You don't want to miss tips like this. We go in depth on this content. So please definitely check this out. If you're a part of the IHP-based community, you should have already gotten an email. If you have not gotten an email for one of our remaining tickets, definitely email support@ihp.coach. But again, we're going in depth on this type of work as well. So that is optional. Now the 5th one is this, is that after you listen to the audio without watching it, after you watch it without listening to it, after you read your transcripts, you're going to give yourself no more, and you have all your notes, but you're going to choose no more than 1 to 3 things to implement. Changing your background, that's an easy one. That doesn't require you to do anything except a one-time change. But if you're going to be focused on getting rid of the ums and ahs, that's like the only thing that you should focus on first. Then you'll shoot a couple more videos, pausing after or ideally before you say that word so that you can track it in your mind. So you can become more self-aware of it. If you don't use your body at all or you don't have enough energy, now you're going to do a 1-minute video just practicing that energy for just 1 minute. Okay, so you're going to give yourself no more than 1 to 3 things to do. I'm telling you right now, if you begin to implement this, you just change 1, 2 things, probably maximum, then you work on that for 4, 5, 10 videos. Again, nobody has to see these yet. And then you watch those videos, you've mastered those 1 or 2 things, then you say, okay, what are the next 1 or 2 things I'm going to work on? Because you'll start to change automatically. You'll already pick up some of the things that you should have been doing before and start correcting those automatically. Then you'll do this again another month from now. If you begin to master this, master your craft of being able to teach through video and audio online, you are absolutely going to be able to build up your practice become wildly successful and help more people than you could possibly imagine. So hopefully today's podcast was helpful. I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to let me know what you thought in the comments below this video. We appreciate you. We appreciate your downloads and all of your shares and your reviews of the show as well. If you haven't left a review yet, we would love you to do that on your favorite podcast player. It takes less than a minute, and it certainly helps us to reach more and more practitioners as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Have an amazing day. We'll talk with you on Thursday.